How's it going, everybody? Chris here with Vet Built. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we are going to be addressing some issues that are taking up bandwidth in my mind that I want gone because they are not worth me losing sleep over. Plain and simple. So first up, we are going to replace some tube in the cab that I had to take out when I was building the cross members for the T-case and transmission. And then we're going to move on to actually pulling the T-case and transmission as one whole unit. So with that said, let's dive into it and get going, because if I'm not mistaken, by the time this is being aired, we're under the 90-day mark for when this thing has to be trailworthy. And as you can tell, it's nothing but a pile of parts, or maybe you can't tell. I don't know. So let's go. So I'm not sure what happened, but I misplaced or completely forgot to record the clip before this where I made that paper template that you see me drilling through right now. But these here are the mounting plates for the piece of tube that's actually going to connect the two halves of the cab together. A 1/4-inch plate. I'm using tons of lubricant here. I believe it's Rapid Tap is the type of cutting oil that I'm using. And it's an 1 5/8 hole that I'm punching. Light pressure, and just keeping it at it. Lots of oil, and it goes through no problem. Come over here for a quick test fit, and everything is tickety-boo. I did radius the edges that are on the top left and bottom, just because the body is radiused. But as you can see, it's a really nice tight fit, especially for being cut by a hole saw by hand. Now, these bolts are going to be holding in this bar, as well as the hinges for the hood itself. As well, this bar is going to be holding up my throttle pedal, brake pedal, heater, air conditioning if I put it in down the road. I don't think I will, but the wife keeps hinting at it. And then on top of that, it's going to be holding the brake booster and all this other fun stuff, as well as tying in the roll cage and the engine cage together. So this is 1 5/8 120 well DOM, and it is essentially a crucial piece of kit. I'm probably going to have tubes that run from this tube down to the A and B pillars, or A pillars, sorry, but who knows? We'll see it in the end. Test fit in the other side, and I did oversize the holes on these plates. Just need to line them up. This plate is designed to bolt in. However, once I weld this bar into those plates, it's never coming out. So I'm going to paint it in place and all that other fun stuff down the road, and just go from there. So now I'm actually starting on this engine hoist. It was given to me by a friend's husband's cousin's toast removed type of thing. And when it was given to me, I was told the ram leaks, but it's fully functional. That was about 4 years ago, and this thing is completely frozen up right now. It's been inside for about 3 or 4 days, so it's not actually frozen due to water. It's just locked up. So I pull everything apart to try and see if I can get it to work. However, it's beyond repair. The ram here, I thought it was coming from the bottom of this hose. However, you can see the white cylindrical part. It was actually coming from the O-ring at the bottom, and I didn't know until after I pulled it all apart, put it back together, and tried to use it, that's where it was coming from. So I am going to reuse this pump in a future project. What? I don't know, but it is what it is. So here I'm just building a new base for a ram that I had kicking around. This is 2-inch 1/4-inch wall tube, and I really wanted to sit here and have it so that the tube was coped in a way that it looked good. I ended up salvaging a whole bunch of parts for this, but in the end, I just had to cut them flat and go from there. You'll find that out in a minute. Here, I'm just beveling corners, making sure we're good to go, and then rocking and rolling from here. And you're going to find out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that I goofed. Can you guess where I goofed?
So I goofed.
So I'm sitting here, I'm pouring coal trying to get this done, and I cut this here at what I thought was half the total angle. So I can get 90 degrees, which would be something like that. Okay? But when I close it up, and I take my square and I put it on, you can see this is not 90 degrees. I'm off by, what, 10, almost 15 degrees there. So there's a lesson to be learned here. 1, slow down. 2, where did I go wrong? It's at the base. I did not take into account this angle here. So this is like 38 and change, or no, 70 and change, okay? Which is 38 or 36.7 degrees when I divide it in half, so I can get a nice cope like that. But it needs to be like that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to lop this off straight, overlap them, and then weld it out. Is it what I want? No. Is it going to work? Yes. At the end of the day, it's 12 minutes after 9. I've been at this for like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes at the most. I would love to have the motor and transmission hooked up and plucked out of the chassis by noon. So I got some time, but I need to remember, we crawl before we walk. We walk before we run. We run before we sprint. And right now, I just want to sprint. And I need to pull myself back and move forward. So that's what we're going to do. So here I'm hooking up the chain that's actually going to help pluck this out. And you see that red section there? I just spray painted the center link red so I know where the middle is, because I don't have a nice fancy dancy threaded piece. I don't know what it's called to go from there. I then took a ratchet strap, wrapped it around the tail housing of the transmission, which is going to allow me to pick up from 3 points and hopefully be a hell of a lot more level when I go to pluck it out. And you'll see I do have to do some tinker farting around just because the motor mounts keep rocking back and forth, but I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the game when you're pulling a motor and trans. At least here I don't have hoses and wires and cables and this and that and other things to try and fight with when pulling it out, like you would if you were pulling it out of with the body and everything still on. So out we come. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirrels, it's been a long day, and I'm sorry, but I actively chose not to record a good portion of it just due to the fact that it's just me in the shop, and if something would have went wrong because I was trying to do too many things at once, chances are I'd be under something several hundred pounds. So let me bring you up to speed on what's going on. So as you can see, the 5.3 and the 4L80E are out. I have them on jack stands. This guy here is just sitting under the bottom of the tail housing here. And then up front, I have a 2x6 going across the bottom of the oil pan under 2 jack stands. Is it the best setup? No, but I have the hoist here, keeping a little bit of tension and then going from there. And then finally, what I've been going after the last hour or so is this. As you can see, it is on the rotisserie and we are set. This isn't anything crazy. We got 2x3 rectangular tubing, 3x3 square tubing down at the bottom. All of this is 3/16. Yeah, it's all 3/16 construction. And then I just took this here and I just tack it to whatever frame I need to put in the rotisserie and then going from there. I got these 9/16 bolts here. They come down and they pinch. I don't know if you can see it in there. It pinches this inner piece of tube and then we can go from there. But this, and the back end's the same. I just have the I just have the Dana 60, the corporate 14 bolt sitting on the stand down here. Why? Because I don't need to weld it out. It's already done. So it's just sitting there as a counterweight. Back here, it's the same thing. And when those bolts are loose, like that one is, you can move the frame. Now I am just moving this slowly because I don't want anything to run away on me. There we go. Now, what this is going to allow me to do is weld everything in the flat or near flat position. I'm going to be able to come in here, grind out a lot of this crap in there. Yeah. I gotta heat this up. Gotta heat this up here and beat it into submission so it fits to the frame. But all in all, this was a long day's worth of work, but it's done. So, tomorrow, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to take my time in the morning, and I am going to detail clean everything in here once again. Why? Because I don't want to be fumbling for anything. I don't want to be tripping over stuff. I need and want to be as clear-minded as possible. So there's that. The other thing is I just want to know where shit is, plain and simple. I don't want to have to be sitting here and trying to fight with making do because I can't find a tool or anything like that. But anyway, guys, I'm tired. I'm starving. I am going to pack up. All I'm going to do is shut everything off and go inside. That's all I'm going to do. I don't know why I'm saying I'm going to pack up. But anyway, if you made it this far in the episode, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Comment down below whether you like this content or whether you like what I'm doing or not. It helps me out a lot. And sometimes just rage venting on YouTube to a stranger who's doing stuff in his shop on a dirt floor is it's therapeutic. So please feel free to do so. I encourage it. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers. Stay focused.